Ron, I'm working on Christmas carols where your name is in the song. Would you like to hear any of the things I'm working on? This is kind of like, I don't know if you saw the Beatles documentary, but a lot of it is them with, I don't know, like 3 weeks to get ready for, to put out the album Let It Be and then to do a rooftop concert. A lot of it is just riffing, going off in different directions, letting the creative process sort of play out. So I could let people behind the scenes as I try to work out some of these songs. Yes?
I would prefer no. Thank you.
Oh, Cookie the Snowman was a very friendly soul.
I guess you
Oh,
wanted
give him free
to ask
beer
me
and a
for.
trip to here and a little viewy and coal. That's workable, right?
Why did you ask me for permission if you knew you were going to do it anyway?
Maybe Garrett Cole or Ian Cole works better with soul there. See, this is
if you're looking for
I'm
a
Paul
rhyme with soul,
McCartney
you
here,
like maybe
and
a
you're
gift
John
of
Lennon.
wine from Garrett Cole. Remember when he had him on and he did that wine company?
That's
yeah,
exactly
he had a
right.
wine thing, right?
This is how songs are created. Up on the housetop there stands Cookie, wishing he was still a rookie, flying in a snowstorm later today. And if he gets some beer, someone else will pay. Cookie, Cookie. Am I getting somewhere with this horse?
Oh my God, Joe! No wonder you said you were glad he was off because you didn't have to listen to the singing. I'm glad you said that. I couldn't agree more.
Where are we going
I'm working
here?
on the lyrics of the 12 Days of Ronmas.
I like that too. Let's do that together. This does
Nothing is as good as Ron Jovi, though.
No, it isn't. This is very Beatles Get Back like. Have you seen this horse? The Beatles documentary?
I have not seen the documentary, no.
Phenomenal.
Hey, Joe, on that subject, the other day, December 8th, you were off, was the 41st anniversary of John Lennon being killed. And we played Howard Cosell's call on our national TV where he announced it to the nation, and it was just chilling. And Joe played Imagine as the background song. It was just a chilling time. And hard to believe, 41 years ago on December 8th,
It really
John
is.
Lennon was taken away.
That it was that long ago. And there's some hair-raising scenes, some goosebump-raising scenes, I should say, in this documentary. If you get a chance to check it out, it's incredible. Meantime, the Steelers are not incredible at the moment. I think Rocky Bleier would probably agree with that, and certainly Ryan Clark would agree with that. Last week after the Ravens game, Mike Tomlin said, I hope we made our alumni proud with our efforts. This was the week after everybody was ripping them. And then you fall behind 29-0 to the Vikings, who just lost to the Lions. And Dalvin Cook is running, on pace for 400 yards in the game. And you're bound to catch some more criticism. And, man, from what I understand, Ryan Clark delivered it.
Chase Claypool is as mentally and emotionally underdeveloped as he is physically overdeveloped. This is a dude that has all the things you need from a physical standpoint to be a superstar wide receiver. He has a remedial level mental understanding of what it is to be a football player, of what it is to be a good teammate, of what it is to be a winner. You heard what he said. After he got the first down, he did my thing. At that point, it's not about my thing, it's about our thing. It's about when you watch a guy like Larry Fitzgerald, who's one of the greatest wide receivers of all time, sprint faster to give the ball back to the referee and put it on the hash than he did to catch the football. It's about our thing that when I make the mistake, when I do my first down point, I don't talk about Trey Turner, who is trying to do the right thing and get the football out of my hand, bring it to the hash, and give it to the referee. I don't talk about him knocking the ball out of my hand and that being why I did not get the ball to the referee. No, you weren't looking for the referee. No, you weren't looking for the hash. You weren't attempting to get the football to the referee and have it placed where it needed to be in order for you to get the ball and have one extra play after Freiermuth gets the football knocked out of his hand by Harrison Smith. That's what's wrong with this team. No accountability. No thumbs pointing at me to say I'm the reason. Well, I'm going to tell him, Chase Claypool, that's on you. That's your problem. Just like the personal foul in the first quarter, just like the personal foul late in the game against the Cincinnati Bengals. He only cares about himself, and that self-centeredness is part of what's bringing the Pittsburgh Steelers team and organization down.
Wow, is all I
Here,
have to
here,
say to that.
here. You know what? Absolutely, I agreed with everything he said about them being more interested in TikTok and dancing, and I couldn't agree more with what he just said there. He is an immature kid. Whether all he thinks about is himself, I don't know, but that's certainly the impression he gives you, and I couldn't agree more with Clark. I give him credit. He said it, and it's true.
Well, if he was singularly focused, to borrow a phrase, on the field, I wouldn't care about that stuff away from the games, but within the game itself, he's clearly interested more in what he's doing, in his thing. And that is what he said when he was asked to explain the first down fiasco. When he on his knees, he decided to celebrate with the clock running under 40 seconds at the other team's 35. And he said, I did my first down thing. What? You did your first down thing? For what? And then, Ron, when the ball got knocked out of his hands, I watched that replay 100 times. I couldn't tell if Turner knocked it out, if 54 Hendricks, I think, for the Vikings knocked it out. I couldn't tell how the ball got out. But that was the problem, is that somehow the ball squirted like 10 yards away and they wound up losing a bunch of seconds. Did you see how it got out?
Joe, I'm writing under deadline. I didn't even see it happen. I just didn't, because I'm writing under deadline. I had to see it this morning. I still don't know exactly what happened there, but I just know his timing couldn't have been worse.
So Ryan Clark says that Chase Claypool is, quote, as mentally and emotionally underdeveloped as he is physically overdeveloped. And he said he has a remedial level mental understanding of what it is to be a football player, a good teammate, and a winner. That's as harsh a criticism as you'll hear from an ex-player. And I have to believe, even though it's a new, an entirely new generation of Steelers, that Ryan Clark still has enough connections around here to make an informed opinion. Not that a lot of us wouldn't, just from our observation, but about how that's perceived in the room and what they think of Chase Claypool. But again, Ron, I go back to this. When it came time to win the game on that final drive, he was their go-to guy.
He is an incredible talent, and Clark said that too. He's got, what do you say, got everything he needs to become a superstar, but not the mental development to go with it. That's why Ben's looking for him. I mean, I'm sure Ben was frustrated too by what he did, but Ben also realizes, hey, if I throw this guy a pass, he has a pretty good chance of bringing it down and maybe helping us win.
I wish we had heard something different from Claypool after the game. I'll make an indirect plea to Horst to maybe find Claypool's post game. Maybe you can do that, Ron. You want to ask Horst indirectly right now if you could get Claypool's post game?
Yeah, he doesn't like you, Joe, because you sing too much. Yeah, Horst, if you get a chance, please do that. You also got to know how to ask. You got to be polite.
I still haven't learned that. But in the post game, he just didn't say, you know what, that was really stupid what I did. Both things, the personal foul and the first down thing. I don't know what I was thinking. Not only that, I blew a block on a 3rd and 1 and got my running back blown up. Instead, he doesn't seem to want to take any responsibility. He did throw in that I have to be better, but only after he sort of implied that it was Turner's fault. At least a lot of people took it that way. I heard it as the reason we lost time is because the ball got knocked out. Now, I don't know who knocked it out. That would be the key question there, or the key answer there. Who knocked the ball out? Was he throwing Turner under the bus? Was he blaming a teammate for that? I was left unsure. What do you think?
You know, again, I didn't see that play live. It sounds to me like, didn't you say that he went over and said something to Turner afterwards, though?
Yes, he did. He went.
So then that would indicate to me that he's blaming Turner and not himself.
Yeah, and I guess you could read the quote that way. I didn't want to go with that when I was writing my piece about it because it was unclear to me whether he meant the Viking guy knocked it out or Turner or who. Why don't we take a listen? How about we do that? But that was Ryan Clark just ripping this guy. He only cares about himself, Clark said. That self-centeredness.
And I want to say one more thing about Ryan Clark. You talked about after the Cincinnati game when he ripped them and then they beat Baltimore, and Tomlin said, I hope we made those alumni proud. And I did see Clark sent out a tweet, one word, did. So, I mean, he's watching, and it's not all criticism. He just said, yeah, you did make me proud with the Baltimore game.
And he's not always right. And really, in the end, your job is to be entertaining and informed, and you're going to be wrong. Whether it's him or us, and you're throwing out 8 million opinions a day, you're going to be wrong. I thought Ben should go to the bench in the after the first 4 games of the season, mostly because I thought he couldn't get out of his own way, like he was going to get killed. Ryan Clark said 2 weeks ago that Ben should be benched, and he was clearly wrong too. So he's not always right, but who is? He's willing to come forward with a passionate and usually informed opinion. And I would go back to Hines Ward in my comparison to Claypool. Hines Ward loved attention. He wanted the ball. He would lobby for the ball. He would bitch and moan to us when he didn't get the ball. He was a self-promoter. And I loved the guy, don't get me wrong. But even amidst all of that, and it was all true, he was completely engaged in winning. He sacrificed his body. He was mentally engaged from the first snap of the game. You never heard anything like that with him. And I don't know if this guy's ever going to get anywhere close to that, Ron.
No. And he may have more natural talent, too.
Absolutely.
He's so big. Hines will tell you, I was third-round draft choice. No one thought I could do it. This guy is more talented, but it sometimes it comes down to more than talent too. You got to be mentally tough to play that game, and I question whether that guy is Claypool.
I'm not sure the worst thing he didn't do last night was get his teammate blown up on a 3rd and 1 by just completely whiffing on a block. They need to have an intervention with this guy, Ron. They need Najee and Ben and the offensive line. The whole team needs to pretend they're bringing him out to lunch, and it turns into an intervention. You know how those episodes usually evolve? Like he walks in thinking that they're all going to do a TikTok or play music, and instead
they're going to have fun.
Yeah.
They're going to have fun.
Instead, it's a chair in the middle of 53 other chairs, and it's an intervention with Chase Claypool. They really need to do that.
There's no doubt somebody, and Mike Tomlin, bench him a game. I don't know. That's just so hard to do. Somehow, some way, Tomlin's got to keep fighting that battle, I would guess.
Well, how about next? We listen to Chase Claypool coming up next from after the game last night. You can make up your own mind. Was he throwing a teammate under the bus? Was he throwing Trey Turner under? I mean, it was really obvious. He made a wild hand gesture toward Turner. He yelled right at him. And I'm convinced that would play a lot worse than the celebration. As bad as that was, that him berating an opponent or a teammate, and I compared it to a pitcher, a young pitcher, showing up a veteran outfielder who might have made a mistake or he felt like made a mistake. It's the same thing. And man, does that not play well in pro sports,
Nope. It just doesn't. You don't bury teammates. I want to hear it. I did not hear him last night again. I didn't get down for him.
And Turner didn't do anything wrong. Like Claypool said after the game,
not.
the ball getting knocked out, that's the reason why we lost time. Even if he meant the Vikings guy, the point is that because of what you did, a smart veteran on your team had to run over and accost you and try to steal the ball from you because of what you did. So anything that happened after that is your fault with no qualifications.
No, absolutely. Turner was trying to do the right thing.
412-928-9370. Let's take a listen next